What do you think?
Oh, it's a field.
It's
Definitely a field, but
that's for sure.
what's underneath it is what's interesting to me.
Yep. So we're out another day. It's bright and early in the morning, and the wind's blowing, but it's supposed to be really warm. It's supposed to warm up today. What we're going to do is we're going to travel around to a couple different home sites that the farmer showed us. This is our first stop of the day. This was a bit, well, let me just show you. There used to be a big house somewhere in this area, and there's a big farmstead with silos and barns over in there. And we're kind of like behind the 8 ball. We're trying to stay ahead of the planters and the diskers and all that stuff because they're going to town. Oh, look at that thing. Yeah. Got tracks instead of wheels. Yeah, so that's reinforced concrete. You see that's a rebar, not rebar, but wire sticking out. Let's just take a walk over here real quick, so where we think the house stood. See what we can see.
The house and some silos.
Yeah. I suspect it was probably up in this area right here. According to a picture, Google Earth from a while back, there was a house up in here. This is a slightly different colored soil. So this might have been where the house was. It's hard to say. It's probably like from a mason jar right there, bottom. So I've been looking around for a few minutes, and there's a lot of junk in here, but I just wanted to show you real quick how I think this is where the house stood. If you look over there where Matt is, there's a strip right here that's really light colored. And that's probably exactly where the house stood. That's where they probably had dug it up, and that's some of the soil that was down a lot deeper. So I'm thinking between there and the roadway down here was probably going to be our best bet. You see all these roots? That means that there was a tree standing right here. So this would have been the front yard where I'm standing right now. So I'm trying to look through here, but there's just a lot of aluminum and junk. But we'll just concentrate on those nice high squeakers, those nice high silver squeakers. Let's get back to it. So this is my first non-aluminum piece, and I think it's probably just a piece of copper pipe that's been smashed. You know, probably part of the plumbing, the water lines in the house or something. Could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. I wonder what the heck this thing is. It's plastic. Oh, it's a toy. I thought it was like 2 little balls or something, but somebody's toy. Oh, looky. Yeah, a little plastic toy. Hello. Now, I didn't get y'all for this because I haven't been finding anything old, but this all looks an awful lot like a large cent. And if it is, this is incredible. It's only like my second non-aluminum target I've dug. Wow, I had no idea. Should let it dry a little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and get her started because that's exactly what that is, isn't it? Oh my gosh. That is absolutely, I had no idea. This, I figure this house is probably turn of the century up until about 10 years ago when they pushed it over, but that's a freaking large cent right there, man. Not to admit, when I first got here, I turned away so you can hear me maybe. When I first got here, I man, I didn't even want to get out of the truck looking at this spot, but it's so largy. It's freaking awesome.
Target, but it's starting to get a little too deep now, so I'm wondering if it might just be some iron.
Yeah, it could be. Hey, look what I just found.
What did you find? Oh, another coin.
That's a large cent. That's like pre-Civil War.
Wow.
Which
right off the side of the road.
Yeah, right off the road, right in where probably the front yard is.
That's cool.
I mean, I would never in a million years thought that would be here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
But I guess this is an older house.
That's pretty awesome. Well, yeah, that's a good sign. maybe there'll be one of those in there.
Yeah, you never know. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get back to digging, man. How about you? I probably won't be showing you too many signals for a bit because the wind's really whipping, and quite frankly, I don't even want to get my camera out. But I have to get it out because I got a great big disc. I don't know if it's going to be a coin or a token or something like that. Oh, you probably can't even hear me. I got to fix my mic. Hold on. So I had a little bit of a problem with a little dead cat flew off my mic, so I don't know if you could even hear any of those things I just did. But anyway, I got a nice big disc here. I haven't picked it up yet. I don't know if it's going to be a coin or a token or, you know, a piece of junk, but it looks promising. It was really shallow. I just kind of kicked my foot and it's over here. So what do you think? Is that a big old silver coin or a Happy Meals token? Oh, it's really light, so I think it's going to be aluminum. Yep. So that is some type of token. Clean it up here just a wee bit. Oh yeah, get my old boot out here. I'm not too worried about destroying it because it's just aluminum. I shouldn't destroy it. So what is it? Let's see. I can't really make that out. I'll have to clean it up a little bit. Indiana is guilty of something, being a moose. I have no idea what that says. I'll get you a good picture. I'll clean it up for you in a little bit and show it to you too. So here's a piece of copper tubing that would have been, you know, some of the probably water line in the house. It gives a really good signal. That was just on the surface. I brought that piece of copper tubing back to the truck, so I thought I'd just sit here a minute. We'll clean that token up and that coin, just to get a quick peek at it, and I'll get out of the wind for just a few minutes. Hope you don't mind. Okay, we'll just clean this up enough to see what it is. All right, so 1973 Indiana. I guess that's maybe that's Moose Association. Moose Haven, Indiana building 31. And the coin is that's going to be actually a nice one right there. 1848 largie. Scratch a little bit of this off just lightly. This would actually be a good one to show you the difference between doing this and water. But I'm not going to do that again because I did it once, and if you haven't figured it out by now, you're probably never going to. Try to get a little bit of the oils from my fingers onto the coin. You can see it's coming out now. Yeah, that's a beauty right there. United States of America, 1 cent. Same on this side. A little bit of a scratchy there, maybe. No, it's not much oils because there's so much of this dust, very dry dirt on my fingers right now. But it gives you an idea. Don't want to take too much off of that. 1848. So that's actually a pretty little coin, isn't it? Back's better than the front, but let's get back out there and find some more. What do you say? And a little chunk of lead here or something. It gave a really nice squeak, so I went ahead and dug it. Pretty much only digging any, you know, things that kind of sound like they could be coins. Skipping all the pull tab, low signals, although I probably shouldn't because it could be some rings in here. I was hoping there might be some writing on there, but there isn't. But I mean, that's a nice flat piece of lead. Got a really nice squeaker here. It was down about 8 or 10 inches. But sounds really good. I haven't spotted it yet, unless that's it right there. Nope, that's not it. Ooh, it's in my hand. It's in my hand. Boy, it's really light squeak. Still there. Man, that's weird. It's a coin. Looks like it's going to be a penny. It's a modern Lincoln cent. Not even a wheat penny. Boy, it sounded good though. It's a copper coin. It's not a zinc penny, but it's not a wheat penny. We'll take it. Coin number 2. Well, I think we might have a silver coin right there, just a few feet from where I found that penny. Is it? No, it's a GM key. I was sure that was going to be a quarter. Oh well, got my hopes up. That might fit my old GM truck that I have. I think that's another old crusty penny right there. It's probably a zinc penny. Yeah, you can see Washington Memorial on the back, and it's all corroded around the edges, so that tells me it's one of the newer zinc ones. Yes indeed, not much to it, is there? I had a signal there that just kind of thumping. I went ahead and dug it because, you know, it could have been a ring or something, I was hoping, but it's just a pull tab. But have you ever seen a rubber biscuit? I mean horseshoe? That's a rubber horseshoe right there, or plastic. That's lovely. I found another big blob of melted lead. It's almost like a disc of lead that's been run over, but it's probably just a little puddle of lead. Well, I just found something really cool, and when I shot the scene, I noticed that the camera wouldn't turn off. It was like frozen, so I lost everything, and I didn't get any of that. So I came back to the truck, and I'm going to show you what it is before I forget. These are the two coins that I found, and I just found this, another coin, and this is actually a 1941 Walking Liberty $half. It's really got a lot of, it's got cruds on it pretty hard, so I'm going to go ahead and soak it and try to get you a good picture of it. I rubbed it a little bit, and I think I can see scratches already, so I'm not going to do that anymore. Let me put it in a little bit of soaky solution. 1941. So that's a, I guess that could be classified as a war coin, because we were certainly had declared war by 1941, so that's pretty sweet. It was only down like about a half an inch or an inch or so in that loose soil. That's pretty good. I mean, we really haven't found that much. I mean, we found I've been digging some pull tabs because I was starting to dig some of the lower signals now because I didn't have quite as many squeakers. But we've already found this so far, which I think is pretty cool. I like all three of those, and then some more modern, more modern pennies. All right, I'll clean her up and show it to you again in just a minute. I'm just getting out of the truck from letting that $half soak, and I look down. I see this wee button with some thread attached, so I figure either I lost this or Mark lost it, and I saw Mark putting on a jacket right here, so I bet it popped off something he has on. I'll go check. I'll let you know how that turns out, if I remember. With him, it is off his shorts. I saw you struggling to put your sweatshirt on there, and as I saw the button laying in the dirt on the way out, so I figured.
We're finding modern artifacts.
Well, that's it, man. That's how people lose stuff, you know?
It would have been so
simple as that.
To find 100 years from now.
Yep. All right, let's get back to digging. There's a little coppery doodad. Got some threads on it. That's solid on top except for a hole through it. So imagine this is some type of air release or pressure release. If that's hollow. I don't call it though, does it? Oh, there's two holes on it right there, so I don't know what that is. Maybe it's part of a drawer pull or something. I have no idea. Scraped up another signal right here, and it looks like it's going to be a penny. I don't know if you can see it there or not. Yep. Well, that could be is that a dime? Yeah, it is a dime actually. It's a modern dime, clad. What we call clad because although it looks like silver when they're new, it's just got like a silver wash across the top, and on the inside it's a coppery mixture. And so you see the copper after it's been sitting in the ground for a while. If you look on the edges of the coins, you can always tell because it looks like a little sandwich. This is kind of hard to see because it's not clean. But when you find a coin and you're not sure, just flip it over like that and look at the side. If it's solid silver all the way down, good chance it's a silver coin. And if it's a little sandwich, it's like it's got silvery looking stuff and then coppery looking stuff, then it's probably well, it is just a clad coin.
A coin, maybe modern, I'm not sure, but you can see there looks like a
Yeah, that's what we call a stinking Lincoln or zinkin.
Oh,
that's a modern zinc penny.
Oh, okay.
And of course, the zinc is just a metal that deteriorates quickly. So you can see it's already eaten up on the edges.
That would explain
Another 50 years, that coin would be completely gone. If that had been a modern penny, well, copper penny, it would be perfect shape.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a zinc penny. So that's good. That's the signal, kind of the signal we're listening for out here, those coin signals.
Yeah, I'm glad it's something other than a piece of aluminum. So it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I kind of gave up on the aluminum. I'm just trying not to dig those if I can.
No,
all right, man, good. Yep, awesome. You got a penny. It's your first coin, right?
Yeah, my first coin.
Awesome. Mark's down there, like where the front of the house probably was, and well, definitely was. And I think I'm past where the house stood. I'm trying to look around the back part, which would have been a backyard back in here. I can see that the soil looks a lot different. I'm finding stuff, but it's... Nah, I got my shovel there. Sorry about that. I'm finding stuff, but it's mostly just kind of junky like that. That's a coppery, brassy item. I'm not sure what it is. It's got a rivet right there. So it probably went on either a wooden pole or something like that. But finding lids to like liquor bottles and stuff like that. So I'm not real hopeful back here, but we'll keep going. We'll keep checking it. There's a lot more signals on this side of the house, and so far they've been all junky. Oh, and by the way, when I call him Mark, I really mean Matt, because Matt is actually his name, not Mark. I keep confusing that for some reason. Well, it looks like I have my first flat button of from Indiana. That's definitely a flat button. That's what that is. That's a nice old, mid 1800s flat button. It's actually just I think it's just right around where I found that large cent. Where was that large cent? I had a stick sticking in the ground, vertically in the ground around here somewhere. I don't see it now, but it was right around this area, right about where I'm standing. So I went over this pretty good, so I need to really slow down and go over it a little bit better. No, there's a stick right there, so it's about 20 feet away from where I found a large cent. I was kind of worried there for a minute that maybe they had collected the large cent, because I really hadn't found anything else old, but this is definitely of that era. By the way, they say that you can tell a lot about a man by looking in his backyard. And this is one of those cases. If you go behind where the house stood, it's just loaded with trash. A lot of melted aluminum and just junk, a lot of bottle lids and stuff like that. So whoever lived here, at some point they probably burned their trash back there in a trash pile or a burn barrel. It got scattered all around. So we're just going to stay in front and dig the old 1800 stuff. What do you say?
It's got a little bit of design on it, but to me, I'm not an expert, but I mean, it's not rusted, so it might be modern. I think it might just be something someone threw out of their car when they were done eating.
Yeah, that's probably pretty modern. I mean, it could be from when they were living in the house, because this house was standing not that long ago. But yeah, it's really light too. So I came back to the truck to take off 2 of my 3 jackets that I had on, because it's actually nice and warm now. Still windy, but it's warm. And I thought we'd check on our coinage. I'll put it in my coffee there. See how they're turning out. Rub it a little bit, maybe. The stuff's coming off. I can feel it's whatever's on there is kind of sandy, so I mean, probably should soak that some more. Put it in my rock tumbler when I get home. I won't do that. All right, and the other, I'll put the aluminum disc in there too. Probably shouldn't have, but yeah, it's good. We can kind of see that a little bit better. I'm going to leave some of the dirt on there so that you get the letters stand out better. All right, how's she look now? Not bad. Indiana Building Moose Haven. Wonder if the building's still there. Probably is. Moose Association. Okay. That and then this coin here, 41 in the large cent, which I'm not going to put in the water. That's going to stay like it is. I think we'll probably look around here just a little bit longer, and then we're going to pop over to another house. We got about 6 houses or so that we can look at right in this area. and a church, a possible church, and a definite schoolyard. Now the school's been detected. There's nothing there now, but it has been detected. The owner told us, some guy has come out here a couple of times over the years and spent a lot of time there, so must be finding something. We'll definitely check that out. And yeah, we'll spend just a little bit more time here, not too much longer. You know, the next house down could be loaded with gold coins, just paved with them. Whole field will be just glittering as we drive up to it. It's kind of a weird, oh, that's a trigger, isn't it? I was gonna say it's kind of a weird looking thing, but I think it might be a trigger to like a cap gun or something. You pull, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, it's obviously not a, you know, like a real shoot 'em up gun, but I think it's probably a cap gun trigger. Could be wrong, but I suspect I'm right on that one. That's where I dug the large scent when I first got here this morning. I left that little, put that little stick vertically. I just got another squeaker here, and it might be another large scent, although it looks kind of big. Definitely a disc of some sort. Haven't pulled it out yet. Oh my gosh. That's definitely not a large scent. It's way too big. Probably melted a lead or something. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to mess with it too much. It could, almost reminds me of like a rosette, you know, would go on a horse. We'll take it back and put it in the coffee with the coins that are still in the coffee. I was pretty excited when I first saw that edge though. Well, you know, should still be excited because it could be something neat. It could be an old eagle on there or something. I just found another little disc that I think is going to be a flat button. I hope. Nope. It's going to be a snap of some sort. There's the rest of it there. I don't know if it has a design on that or not. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll clean it up, take a look at it a little bit later. Nah, maybe not. It looks like it's pretty smooth. This could be off blue jeans or coveralls or anything like that. So, you know, it could date to 1900 or so, I suppose. A little before, a little after. But it's definitely smooth. That's where I found the half-dollar right there. And just a few feet over, I got another nice small squeaker, and I can see it here. So it's definitely going to be a coin of some sort. I don't know if it's going to be a wheat penny or an Indian head. There's old Lincoln on there, Mr. Lincoln. And looking at the back, that's a wheat penny. So I'm not sure what the date is. I'll take a little closer look at that later. I don't want to have to get my spectacles out, but maybe you can already see it. Do ya? I can almost see it. All right, we'll put it away for later. So I went ahead and took a look at the penny because I wanted to take a picture of it before I put it away. And it's a 1945, so it's technically a war penny as well. Just a couple feet from the war half. So we'll circle around this area a little bit. And then I think we're going to maybe zip off to another spot and find those fields, the field of golden coins. So I wanted to show you the little doodad that I just found. I just soaked it in the coffee for a few minutes, and it's just a blob of melted. It might be pewter actually, could be lead, but I think it's got some pewtery characteristics to it. So not sure what that is. I was looking on the back to see if there's any evidence of attachment devices. I do see a little hole right there and a little hole right there, but I think it's just coincidental. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to head to another spot. And I don't know if it's going to be one of the houses or the church or the school. I'll let you know when we get there, but we'll have a little discussion and try to figure that out. Well, I guess I should check on my coins. My coin and my token, I guess I should say. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Maybe I'll heat them up a little bit. Forget they're in there and swallow them. Probably won't do that. All right, so we're at the new location, and this is where supposedly the site of a schoolhouse. And this has been metal detected before. The owner of the property said he's seen it. You know, he gave this one guy permission, and he came out here and spent like all day in this one little corner of the field. Think we'll find some stuff.
Yeah, I think so. We've been lucky so far with some places.
Yeah, it's been really great.
Yeah.
This has also been seeded just recently, but the farmer said we can dig out here, no worries. All right, let's grab the machine, get started. We'll give it a good half hour. If we don't find anything, we'll move on to the next site. I've actually been looking around for about 15 minutes. There's tons of iron, but not much in the way of squeakers. But I do have a green squeaker right here, so fingers crossed. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Take my sunglasses off so I can see it. That is a nice little Indian head. Looks like 1907. Could be wrong about that. But yeah, it's a beauty. Most awesome, my friends. Oh wait, it's 1867. Wow! That's just after the Civil War. That's even better. If it's going to be an Indian head or not, but it might be just a... Yeah, it's another Indian head. Wow! Most awesome. So I think we're definitely on the home side right here. There's a chunk of iron. I'm not sure what that went to. And you can see lots of small stones. There's bricks in here. Pieces, that was me walking by the metal detector. Pieces of brick. I haven't seen any, old pottery though. And I haven't got any good squeakers yet, but there's just a huge amount of this iron. In fact, let's go ahead, there's some more brick. Let's go ahead and I'll let you listen to what it sounds like here. Let me turn my headphones off. I'm going to go ahead here. I got the discrimination on 0, so you should be able to hear all of the iron. All those grunts, that's iron. I'm just listening for the good squeakers. And what I'm going to do is put my headphones back on so I can hear it better, especially in this wind. But I'm also going to crank the discrimination. I'm just go ahead and crank it up because I'm cherry picking out here and it really hasn't been dug before. Up to maybe 32. So I'll still hear a little bit of the iron, but it's much quieter. I can just listen for that good squeak in between. That's not really repeatable, so I'm going to let that one go for today. All right, let's get to it and see what we can find. Hopefully it's not a, well, apparently it's not a field that is paved with gold coins. I don't see them glimmering on the surface, but hopefully we'll find a few buttons or coins or something. A lot of bricks out there too, so I don't know if this patch right here might be where the house stood, but man, it's a big debris field. There goes a dust devil across there, probably getting sucked up into the wind turbine there. They say if it blows really hard, it can take you right off your feet, right up into it. Don't believe everything you hear though. This is my first non-ferrous target, and it's just a piece of copper, but it kind of reminds me of the type of target that we were finding at that home site the other day, where I found I think 2 large cents and some other, an eagle button and some other earlier stuff. So that might be a good sign, but that's the first thing I found that wasn't a piece of iron so far. And here's some more of it. This is, of course, is all right on the surface. I suspect this might be what they call a water boiler, or water heater. I think that keeps water hot, heats it up and keeps it hot. That would be on the side of a wood stove. Now, I could absolutely 100% be wrong about that, but it certainly reminds me of one of those. I don't think we'll ever know for sure, but with the way that little lip is right there, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I've been digging around for about an hour, and I really haven't come up with much. A couple pieces of aluminum, and of course that part of that copper boiler or whatever, found a lot of that. I've got a big hole going here. There's a giant piece of iron down there. So you can see the artifact layer is really deep right here where we're kneeling. I'm not going to dig it up because I can't even move it at all. It doesn't budge at all. So I'll hunt this about another 10 minutes, and then if I don't find something like really good, we're gonna move to another spot where we were before. We found some really nice stuff. And I think I've actually plowed it since then, so maybe it's turned around a little bit more, and I think we'll do really well there. 10-15 minutes here. I just dug this, looks like some type of hinge. I'm not sure. It's got some holes on go through it on that side, but I think it's like 2 pieces here and 2 pieces here. And this side here has holes, countersunk holes to screw into something. So a nice big heavy piece of copper, but not something that's going to keep me here. So here's a big old coppery thing. It's some type of cylinder, rounded on the end. And I don't know if something went together here. It looks almost like a lipstick tube, but I think it's too big for that. Maybe not. So I mean, it's It's a good signal, but it's not quite as old as I would hope that artifacts would be here. So there's all kinds of glass in this area that I'm at now, and then ceramics and stuff like that. So, you know, if I live closer, I would definitely come back here, but considering the limited amount of time I have, I think I'll save that time for a better spot. Here's some type of little nut, I guess. I suspect, yes, threaded right there, so that screws onto something. No idea what it is. I'd say turn of the century, 1930s maybe. But yeah, so sounded good.
Somewhere in my deep bag of tricks here. It doesn't want to come out now. Now it wants to stay where it is. Come on, buddy.
It wants to hide from you.
All right, now this is getting ridiculous here. There we go. Okay.
Oh, nice. I see it.
Yes.
That's a nice silver coin.
Got me excited.
What did you say? What's that date?
I think it says 1943, but 43. I'd have to take a close-up picture in a.
Yeah. So that's another war coin. I found two. 1940.
Nice.
World War II issue, era stuff. So
helps identify the time period over here.
Yeah, it's just kind of neat, Somebody was carrying that, was thinking about their loved ones overseas.
Yeah.
Fighting and dying.
Crazy times back then. That's.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then head over to the old home site that we found before that had some old coins around it and the eagle button and stuff like that. So I might just go ahead and cut this video here since I know it's going to be really long. We've been to this school site and a couple home sites. We didn't make it to the church because it's getting kind of later in the afternoon. I definitely want to hit that other house. So I'm probably going to leave tomorrow. So I want to get that. I want to have at least a good 4 or 5 hours on that before we go. So if you don't see any more video, hope you catch us on the next one, because we'll be at that house digging up large cents and silver reals and silver belt buckles by the dozen. We'll see you then, I hope.
Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Alright, let's go see.